if we have a stock item which consists of multiple quantities of other SKUs, we can group them by parent in a pick wave, which makes the picking process somewhat easier. Let's look at the example of such composition picking. Alright, so I have this stock item called box of green blocks, and if we look at its composition, it consists of green blocks. So this SKU consists of 25 of this SKU essentially. I've got an order for 2 of those boxes of green blocks, and if we have a look at it, it basically means that what the customer has ordered, or what we need to pick, is 50 green bricks. Okay, so if we go and create a pick wave for this order and just group it by items, let's go into mobile pick waves and have a look what its item looks like. So the very first thing actually asks us that whether we would like to combine parent in the pick wave, and if we say no, then what we see is that what we need to go and pick from this bin rack location in the warehouse is 50 of those green blocks, which might not be what we want to do. We effectively just want to pick a box of green blocks, just in case we already have them pre-boxed. So let's clear that out, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go and uninstall the application, reinstall it back up again, so the same question is being asked again. Okay, so I reinstalled the app, and if we now go into PickWave and try to open it, it prompts us with the same question, but now I'm going to say yes, I want to group them. And instead of actually showing each individual SKU, where it says we need to pick 50, it tells us that we need to pick a box of those green bricks, and we need to pick 2 boxes. So when we actually scan in different barcodes of the product, we can actually scan the barcode of the box 1, and then we can enter a quantity that then automatically increments the number of green blocks that we pick in based on the composition. So I can simply say, instead of picking 50 green bricks, I'm going to be picking 2 boxes of green bricks. And that completes our pick wave straight away. Okay, that was pretty straightforward, because we actually had all the green bricks in the same bin rack location in our warehouse. But let's make it a little bit more interesting. So we're going to do exactly the same, but we're going to make sure that our stock for green bricks is actually split out across multiple locations. Okay, so I'm going to go to warehouse management, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this 200 quantity of 200 bricks out of here into, let's say, storage, which means that they can't be picked from that location. And that would actually mean that I have, in this bin rack location, I have 30 that I can fill. Then I've got another batch of 25, another batch of 3, and another batch of 231. But just to make it a little bit more interesting, I'm going to actually go into the stock item and change the priority sequence, so that when stock gets allocated to order, it will be allocated from a different bin rack. So I'm going to make this as priority 1, and I'm going to change everything else to, let's say, 4 in the same bin rack. But this one, no, actually, let's make this one priority sequence 1, which means that this will be allocated first based on a routine sequence, and that will be the second bin that we will be looking at because of the priority sequence of our first in, first out. Let's go ahead and generate that pick wave. Jump back into mobile pick wave, and let's have a look what it looks like now. So you can see that what the system has done is it allocated 30 from this bin rack of this queue, then 2 from P4 for different batch, and the remaining from another batch within the P4 location. When it comes to actually pick the items for this box, it gets a little complicated, because we literally have to go through different bin racks to pick those items. But essentially that's what the system does based on the priority sequence. That's quite an unusual circumstance, because you would normally keep all the batches in the same place. But if there is a circumstance where you keep them in different, the system is capable of handling that.